End of the day. Do you think someone's comfortable? I guess so. This morning I'm going to do blood tests. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily dressed up, but I kind of made a bit more of an effort today because hopefully I'll be going to see my brother and maybe my dad and stepmom, because my appointment's like near their house, and because it was my brother's birthday yesterday. That way hopefully I can see them, say hi, and spend some time. I feel like I haven't seen them for a while, and with all the COVID and restrictions and everything like that. So I've got my masks packed, ready to go for the clinic. Their protocols are a little different, so you have to show proof of vaccination. I'm sorry if I'm repeating this, I can't really remember what I've said before. So yeah, proof of vaccination for our clinic, and then we have to sign in, which is kind of everywhere here in WA. I'll do blood test and leave, and then for ultrasound, same kind of thing. So the only difference, I believe, is that for surgery, I'll have to do a test the morning of at the clinic, and I'm guessing Chad will too if he's doing the semen deposit. But yeah, it's kind of all happening, and just getting ready for this next round. I've been, apprehensive isn't the right word, because there's part of me that's excited to do the next round. And it's very hard for me not to push through the, oh, let's just get through this next physical thing to hopefully get to having a baby. It's actually, for me, it's kind of learning to be comfortable with the uncomfortable right now. And a lot of that for me, what I've realized this week that's kind of been coming up and triggering inside of me is that, yeah, the physical part, my body's remembering, or that every time I've done this, it's ended up in disappointment, loss, grief. So it's actually quite rational for me to be feeling a bit like about this, even though I definitely still hope that it's gonna it's gonna work. We'll end up being pregnant and having a baby, a healthy baby, and all that kind of stuff. But there's definitely a part of me that's like, I guess it's more conscious now, but was really quite subconscious, like, oh, every time you've done this, you would then experience loss and pain and grief. And so it's been part of my job, I guess, this week to kind of unpack within myself what's actually been going on, because I was like, why am I feeling so flat about this? Usually I'm quite hopeful and ready to get it in, and I'm just in my mind, I want to get this over with. I want to get this over with. And so I guess I just share that because I want to encourage you guys, if you're going through something like that, maybe you're not doing 7 rounds plus of IVF, maybe you are, but maybe it's that cycle of, oh, when every month when it doesn't happen, I'm experiencing pain and grief and loss. And I think that's part of the reason that this whole process is so painful, because we as women have a physical reminder monthly that it didn't work out. Your hopes didn't work out the way you thought they were. And it's about how much in myself can I tolerate that feeling, and can hold it a little bit loosely, if that makes sense. To acknowledge it, so not to suppress it and try and just ignore it, because then my body reacts stressfully. But acknowledge the feeling. Where does that come from? Oh, well, because of course I've got this physical reminder every month that it's not happening. Or in my case with IVF, like, oh, every time I've done this, it's ended up in disappointment, loss, and grief. and yet still remaining hopeful that it will work. So that's kind of what I'm trying to go in with today, is that I'm hopeful that it's going to work. I acknowledge that, oh yeah, there's something in me that's like, that's why I've been a bit flat about this process, or not as hopeful as I feel like I should feel, because there's grief tied to it. And I feel like that's okay, obviously, like it is what it is. But I'm doing the work to try and process that a little bit more, and acknowledge that as I get ready to move forward, so that I'm not just like, I'm fine, I'm joyful, I'm hopeful, and all of that, and then trying to just hold this thing down of like, actually I'm experiencing grief, but I don't want to let it show. So this is just part of my process with you, to be as open and honest as I can be in this crazy journey of infertility and IVF. No parking, so I had to park a little bit away, and now I'm just walking in. So it is the afternoon. I did my blood test this morning. Got a phone call probably about 1:30 saying that everything is good to start IVF, and that I'll do the 125 gonal F. Today is Saturday, and then Wednesday between 7:30 and 8:30 I will go in and do the second blood test and first ultrasound. The gold box is out, so I'm putting away last round stuff. I'm getting out needles. My gonal F is in the fridge, which I'll pull out, but I need a prep, Medi-Prep. And we're doing this again. It has started. My brand new jacket has now got an oil stain at the bottom, my shirt, my pants. I bought a special treat for my brother. And so I bought one for myself as well. It was like a protein kind of gluten-free, vegan, natural. I got him a peanut butter Snickers kind of flavored bar, and I bought me a salted caramel one. I brought mine in from the car, and I left it in the car, and the oil has all seeped through, so I picked it up to bring it inside and put it in the fridge, and I've got oil all over me. So while I'm icy, I'm going to go get my gonal F, take my first injection. It'll be 3 o'clock by the time I take it, and then starting tomorrow at 7 o'clock every day, I will do my gonal F injection. So I will get to my meds. I still have like this opened pen from last time. There's still quite a bit in there, but I'm only doing 125. So I've got at least 2 doses there. And then I've still got 3 boxes left of the gonal F, and it only took me, I barely opened a second pen. So that should not be a problem. The only thing I realized is that I will need the 2, not injection, but the antibiotic before the surgery, which is 2 pills. And so I'll definitely need to do that before, like pick that up before we do the surgery. So we'll need that. But other than that, we should have all our medication ready to go. So 125. This old routine of injections, but that's not bad. The ice was good, didn't hurt. So that's all good. I noticed that I forgot to tell you about, I might have mentioned it, but because I can't film there, I haven't talked about it much, but I'm doing acupuncture as well this round. I found someone who I like. I had done it before and just didn't feel very good there. It just, I don't know, the guy didn't even really believe in it himself for fertility and IVF. This woman kind of specializes in balancing women's hormones and has worked with IVF patients and actual clinics before. So, and she's kind of local to the Hills area. She's been doing it a long time. And while obviously she believes in more Chinese medicines, she works with Western medical stuff all the time. So I've had a really good feeling from her. I've been going to see her weekly on Fridays, and so as long as she's up to date with where we are in our cycle and my period, she's working with that. She'll want to be much more in tune around my transfer, and that's kind of a big thing. So I think it's going to be really important to be synced up with her around that. And yeah, I feel good. I mean, that injection makes me feel a little bit like, oh, but not too bad. Yeah, and I'm in a lot better headspace than yesterday. Yesterday was rough for me. I just, I think I was still dealing, or still am dealing with quite a bit of grief. And so yesterday I was feeling really low. After this morning and after seeing my dad and my stepmom, and I got to spend time with my brother and my sister-in-law and my niece, and yeah, I feel in a good spot. And so I'm really happy that I feel like my emotions, now that I felt like I acknowledged, oh, there is grief there as well. Now I feel like I can kind of lean into, oh, but I am excited, I am hopeful, and I am still mindful of, like, I'm trying to listen to more worship music than other music, just to continue to help me stay more focused on God during this time, and not just any during this time, but like just in general. Like, that's been something I've been working towards more personally, is just being more connected throughout my day with the Lord, and so that's been really good. And then Chad's work, long story short, he's coming home tomorrow. He wasn't supposed to be getting back till end of next week. COVID stuff has come up. Luckily, he has not been exposed. But yeah, so he is coming home tomorrow. So while I'm doing some study, and hopefully he'll actually get some study days during his week as well. Wednesday is my big day. So Wednesday is going to be a cracker this coming week. So I'll definitely keep you filled in with that. But that's going to be a 7:30 blood test, ultrasound, 8:30 school until 4:30. Then come home, try and get something to eat, and then worship until 9. So I'm going to have like a 7:30 till 9 o'clock day on Wednesday, and that's life, right? So to wrap up today, I'm feeling good. I'm looking forward to this round. That first injection is not bad. Not feeling it yet. I might feel it in a couple of minutes, but feeling all right so far. And yeah, today is day 2, medication day 1, and I'll see you for injection.